Rage Whale, your regular fix for movies and mayhem.
That's what she said.
James is having a little disco there with his lighting effects. This is Rage Well, as you well know. Welcome to episode 27 with me, Kev, James, and Drew. And we really hope you enjoyed what both of you froze. And now I'm mentioning freezing.
And I didn't say anything.
I tried not to, but then Drew... I wasn't mentioning yours, James, but then Drew froze at the same time. I was like, well, I'm just talking to myself, or they can't hear me, so I need to address it.
Well,
anyway,
is that the elephant in the room? Is that the elephant in the room?
Yes, the elephant has now left the room. Thank you.
I was just going to say...
You don't have to say that.
No, but...
No, let me finish what I'm saying, and then you can butt in with whatever you want. I'm just going to say, now I'm saying your phrase. We hope you enjoyed last week's double episode with Max King. It was a joy to have him on board, and I think it was successful, and we're going to look into more guests for you guys. So
I should probably give that a watch, shouldn't I?
Well, it's not out yet.
Oh.
Well, it is in today's world, but in actual today's world of recording days, it's not out yet.
This is the future Kev.
I can't wait to see that then.
It's out on Thursday last week.
It's so confusing.
It's the future. This is like the Spider-Verse, but with Kev, James, and myself.
Yeah,
so confusing.
Nothing makes sense.
I was just going to...
Drusive?
It was just about the flickering lights. Like, it sounds a bit silly, but with all the flickering lights, in case someone was watching it, if not with their ears, that doesn't make any sense. But you've got to let them know if it's strobe lighting in case epilepsy, basically.
No, it was actually to make people more aware. I was raising awareness. Someone might not know they have it, but now they do.
Of rainbows, I'm confused.
He's helping people know if they've got epilepsy by...
it's like a COVID test.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
So now there might be,
if they have a seizure during one of the episodes, then you're like, congratulations.
Yeah, but the thing is about that is they'll be too busy to like turn off, so we'll get more views and stuff.
Ooh.
Especially if they're on one that does like a rolling thing, because they might go like halfway through an episode and they watch another 7 or 8 before someone finds them.
Okay, fair enough.
James could have saved a life right there by notifying someone.
Yeah.
Lifesaver. Yeah, got a few things that I thought would be good to chat about today. But Drew's done a brand new thing, so I thought we'd start by doing a fun little quiz. Now, we're not going to focus on this topic, this subject, this genre in this episode. We'll just do the quiz on it, and then we're going to change tact into some completely different things. So, James is at it again. James has just thrown his phone around the room.
We also do tech reviews. And I can tell you now, the iPhone 15 Pro is very durable.
This wouldn't happen if you had a Mac or a laptop. You wouldn't be able to do
Apple sort it out, bring out some stuff that I want to buy, so make everything so expensive.
You wouldn't be able to flip it and show people your underwear. You'd just be...
I'm wearing the money shorts.
He's got a poltergeist. He's got a poltergeist like what you had last week. Just throwing his phone around.
I've got the money shorts on, so I'm good. It's just really hot.
Whoa.
That's the one. So we'll discuss later on the episode. Me and Drew saw the film Fall Guy.
Holy.
And we'll get to that, and a new TV series that's just started on BBC, which is something we wouldn't probably normally discuss, but it's so good we have to mention it. But first of all, let's do a little quiz, and it's going to be on the theme from last week, on the horror theme. And I should probably take notes on who wins, because last time we forgot who won.
I just saw full phone, by the way.
What?
I just saw full phone. Live.
Full guy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
My phone
his
fell.
phone fell.
Oh,
is that a bad dad joke?
James, you're now out of sync. Whatever you've done, you're out of sync.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
That's
Give me
bad,
2.
right, Drew? Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Yeah, it's awkward. It's like a really bad Family Guy episode.
James, you just went like this. You just went, oh, really? Oh,
some absolute spaz just...
No, do you know what it is? It's like Kung Fu things where I'm going
to... Yeah. He just went, undone.
And this is where we realise that Kev isn't actually good at being a ventriloquist.
No, I
It takes
cannot.
skill, man. You're talking out the side of your mouth. Do I come here often? Yeah, I'll
You
come
got to
here
talk
often.
through your teeth like this, and then
I'll
it's a
come-
lot better.
You come here often? I'll come here often. No.
I wonder if people enjoy listening to people pretend to be ventriloquists.
Do you come here often? I'll come here often.
Why are you doing that?
Oh no. Do you come here
No.
often?
Honestly, this
Pretend-
Riverside app is the glitchiest thing. If anything happens on your phone, the whole app just melts down.
Mate,
Well,
life
when you
is
get
a
your
great-
laptop, zero
Life-
issues. All right, you ready? We got a little
Oh.
quiz. Little quiz time.
I want to play a game. Now the game's simple. It's time for fingers on buzzers.
Right. Question 1, horror theme. Which horror movie is multiple choice on most of them, I believe?
Can we have a
if you're not
chance before
sure-
you give the multiple choice?
Yeah, I'm
do you
not
want to
going to
shout
give
out?
them. I'm not going to give them multiple choice unless you need it.
Ooh.
So,
Do we put hands up if we think we got it, or shout out?
oh god, yeah, but
I like
James
that.
doesn't understand that, does he?
What do you mean? Yeah.
Well, last time I had a quiz, he just shouted out.
Okay. Yeah. Don't make a noise for your buzzer.
Okay, so what do you want to do? Buzzer or
I
hands
think
up?
fake buzzers, man. I think fake buzzers. This
Or
looks like
first
we've
one to
passed.
answer?
It'd be like, Mr. Scullion, I've got a question. Like, that just feels like we're at school. So let's go.
James, can you test your buzzer for me?
Mm.
Okay,
That just
cool.
sounds like a duck dying. Okay.
Number 1. Everyone at home, play along. Which horror movie was shot entirely with a handheld camera like a documentary?
Blair Witch.
That's your answer, Drew. What's yours?
Paranormal Activity.
I've got another one. Wreck.
James wins that one. It was Blair Witch Project.
And Wreck. Have you seen Wreck, by the way? I think it's probably the best found footage horror film.
Was that the Asian one you were talking about, or Spanish?
Yes, they
Fireman.
remade an English one now, an American one, which was probably just as good.
Spanish fireman.
Question 2. Okay, some of these might be a bit easy. The quote, "Here's Johnny." Oh, that was Drew, the beep first. And that was The Shining. But I think you both would have got that one. But well done to you both, but well done, Drew. Which horror author has made the most adaptations made from his best-selling books?
Stephen King.
That's a Stephen King to Drew. So yeah, I wasn't even thinking you could buzz in before I'd finished the answer, the question.
Are we allowed to do that? So that's what they do on the shows.
Yeah, so just so everyone's aware, you can. Because I think we all knew where that question was going after the word horror author.
There's a reason he's the king, right?
Right. Question 4. What classic horror movie was the first to depict someone being stabbed to death in a shower?
Psycho.
Whoa, that's a draw. You need to both jinx touch wood. You both and answered at exactly the same time.
We are the brother.
Bonus point to get the point. Who wrote it? Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh, it's Hitchcock, yeah.
You're not getting a bonus point for that. Question 5. Which is the highest grossing horror movie ever?
Oh, horror movie ever. One film. You
Yep.
didn't say franchise, did you? You said movie.
Movie.
One movie, horror. Bear with. Give me a sec. Shining.
Drew, heard your beep.
The Exorcist.
The Exorcist. I didn't say that was the answer.
Oh, right. The way you said it was the
Do you want the
Exorcist.
multiple choice, or are you happy with Exorcist?
Oh, yeah, there's a fucking multiple.
Yeah, I'd take the
choice.
multiple.
Yeah, I'll take them.
I reckon it's a modern one.
Okay. It's either The Exorcist,
Right.
Scream,
Right.
Annabelle,
Right.
or It, Chapter 1.
I'm going to go It Chapter 1. Going for it.
Okay, as we've gone down to multiple choice, I'm giving you both a chance to answer it.
Wait, so you said the most...
Highest grossing horror movie ever.
Can I change your mind?
It's kind of a loose term.
Actually, no. No, I'm going to keep with it. I think it's wrong, but...
Go on, Drew. Exorcist, Scream, Annabelle, or It?
Sorry to interrupt the show. Just a reminder to say we love and appreciate you all for listening to the podcast, whether it's on Spotify, Apple, or Amazon. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, follow, as this really helps us continue to progress and improve the content and keeps us making these fun episodes for you guys. Oh, we're also on these things called Instagram and TikTok. You can follow us there too, as we share short, funny reels on the reg that you can share with friends if you like. Now, back to the mayhem.
I'm going to still go with The Exorcist.
Okay, the answer is James is correct. It's It.
Wait. The
I
Tim
knew it'd be
Curry
a
one.
modern one. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
the Tim Curry one, right?
No, the new one, Chapter 1. Because the original one was
box
just
office
It.
wasn't big back then, was it?
Shit the bed with Bill Skarsgård. Holy shish kebab.
Skarsgård.
It's Hollywood, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, Bill Skarsgård.
Question 6. Which 1990s scary film features a serial killer fisherman seeking revenge?
Oh, we did last summer.
I know what you did last summer.
Oh,
I buzzed well first and
He
waited
buzzed well
patiently.
seeking revenge against 4 teenagers was the end of the question. The answer is I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Maybe James
Well
should have got
done.
that. I mean, he did buzz, but I said the thing.
I'm buzzing. I'm playing by the rules.
I'm breaking
No.
the rules, baby.
Did well there.
Freddie Prinze Jr., by the way,
We're
legend.
talking horror, honey. We're talking horror now.
Did I give you that point? I can't even remember now.
Well, I should be one ahead now.
Well, James should have that one, to be fair, because he did buzz first.
Yes, that's
I
right.
overspoke, as they say.
That's it. Right, next one. Okay, question 7. Which horror movie is famous for the line, get ready to buzz, do you like scary movies?
Scream.
Oh, that was the same again.
Double point then, Scream.
Drew? Drew?
Yes.
What's your guess?
He said
I
it
said
too.
Scream, man. Can you
I
not hear
didn't
me?
see Scream.
Shithouse.
Okay.
Scream.
Bye, Sydney.
You need to scream your scream.
I need
Right.
to scream my scream. I'm worried now about my volume.
Question 8. This is how many people associated with the making of The Exorcist?
4.
What do you think the question is?
Died.
He might be saying how many people built the cubicle in the back.
Yeah, that's the correct question. So I'll finish the question. How many people associated with the making of The Exorcist died before the movie was released? So James says 4.
2.
Both of you are wrong because neither of those are an option on this page.
I was going to say, what is the multiple choice?
The multiple choice is 3, 8 people, 9 people, or 12 people.
3.
It's 3.
It is 9.
Some of them were like cancer and stuff, though, weren't they? Wasn't there a problem with asbestos on set or something?
Yeah, there was a lot of issues there. There was some tragic deaths, which they thought the film was cursed, and then a couple of people passed away. Not complete. Well, naturally, yes, but I think it was. I'll need to Google it, otherwise I'll give the wrong information out. But
I'm pretty sure it's some sort of asbestos or something there.
No, asbestos doesn't not kill you off.
The girl who played the
Helps.
little girl was having really bad
Diarrhea.
luck. Huh? What? Bad diarrhea, did you just say? Jesus.
It was like when it all came out that, but yeah.
The other way around.
Yeah. Okay, well, it must be a tie, or I'm one up, one of the two.
He had like a really bad prawn, and then wow.
A catastrophic and costly fire ignited. One of the actors died shortly after filming.
Well, that was the next question. I was going to say Freddy Krueger.
Yeah. People had freak fires. There was broken jaws. There was all sorts of things that happened on The Exorcist. It was a messed up film.
Well, let's leave that film alone then, not do it again.
It was brutally done. Okay, question 9. In the horror movie Get Out, how does Chris avoid being hypnotized?
He uses the stuffing from the sofa into his ears.
Yeah. No, it's not from the sofa. Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
I'll take the. It doesn't have to be specific about which
Yeah,
item or
he put
furniture it's
something in
from.
his ears. Yeah,
Puts cotton in his ears
From the sofa.
from unknown
ironically
sources.
as well, because it's a very racist film, and he puts cotton in his ears. I think there is a nod to that.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good link. Question 10. Oh, I forgot to give you your point.
I think it's a
Ooh,
tie.
it is a tie. Which famous actress made her big screen debut in the 1993 horror film Leprechaun?
What? Leprechaun.
I know who this is.
Guessing.
Uh,
Courtney
You,
Cox.
you might need the multiple choice.
Yeah, because I haven't got a clue.
Yeah, multiple choice, please.
Buzz in as soon as you hear the name then.
Okay.
Oh.
Uma Thurman, Glenn Close, Alicia Silverstone, Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston.
Correct. Well, I'm assuming it is. That's what I think. Yes, it is. Correct. Jennifer Aniston. I can't remember what. I watched something recently. I watched something recently where they were talking about that. I can't remember what it was.
They're
Question.
so bad, them films, aren't they? You just boot him, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Question 11. Which Japanese horror movie inspired its blockbuster Hollywood counterpart?
The Ring.
No, the Ring's in the question.
Oh.
Guys, you've got to be quiet now. Listen to the rest of the question. That's the rules.
Which Japanese horror movie inspired its blockbuster Hollywood counterpart, The Ring?
The Grudge.
Hey, he's already taken his answer. You've got to be quiet now until the question's finished.
Okay, James gets one guess because neither of you are going to get it.
Can you say it again, please, slowly?
Which Japanese horror? Right, it's a Japanese word, so you're not going to guess it. It's not The Grudge.
Before you need the.
What inspired The Ring? Is it a film called Tokyo Ghoul?
No.
A film called Ju-un?
Yeah.
A film called Kwadan or Waidan? I don't know how you pronounce it. Or similar to Pingu, it's Ringu.
I think it's the second one.
You both think Ju-un?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, you morons. It's bloody Ringu. Because it's Ring.
No, that's what I pay for my parking on.
Unbelievable.
Ringu just sounds like a really knockoff version of Pingu, like a bad.
Yeah, I thought it was a red herring.
Yeah, me too.
Well, you both did solidly average.
Yeah, but who won?
James.
Well, I know who won, but let me just see how many questions there were. So there was 11 questions, and because I clicked on what you answered, 7 of the 11 were correct. So everyone got 4 wrong, but James wins with 6-5.
Check out the brains.
If he didn't have his mobile, I'd have put the applause on there, but it cuts him off.
In post.
Can't just add that. No,
You can't post that shit.
no. I can't media board after it. It's kind of to be
There you go.
live.
He's got his own celebrations going on. There you go.
There we go.
Sparks will fly.
So whilst James is celebrating, how was your birthday, James?
Immensely entertaining.
What? Wagwan?
3 days of chaos. Yeah, it was fun.
Wagwan.
Well, on my birthday, we went to... You ever played Top Tracer golf?
No, not much of a golfer.
You basically get these the balls. There's cameras, and you play like games where it'll put like targets on the screen, and you hit them out into the field, and it like monitors where they go.
Oh,
so you
right.
can do like distance, all these things. But we got a VIP booth, so it was just the 4 of us in the booth, and they like bring you drinks and everything like that. It was quite cool.
So what is it, like a driving range?
Yeah, basically, but like electronic one. There's little robots driving around picking up the balls.
But do you smack the ball, or are you tapping it to aim
whack
for
it as hard as you can.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
Did you whack it into a sheet?
No, not into a machine. It's out into a field.
Oh, okay.
But there's cameras that monitor the balls, so they know how far they go.
Oh, wow. And the speed.
But they got like a bar there and everything, so you just scan the thing and they'll bring you booze. Games night Friday, classic games night.
Board game.
With a bit of Nintendo Wii on the go.
Ooh.
And then Saturday was golf, then a bar crawl in sunny Salisbury. And it was lovely weather, and many people joined.
Nice. And lots of people in Porsche boots.
Yes, someone did get stuck in the front bonnet of a Porsche, which was slightly concerning for a few seconds, but they got out.
Yeah, that was
Still
an
holding
And the
uncomfortable
beer was
position.
unspilled.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he
Yeah,
lifted his
very,
head up,
very funny.
he's
Very
too big
funny
to be in
day.
there. He fits literally just with
Like
the
a glove.
hunched back.
Yeah, it was a very fun day.
I'm
I would
saying
have.
the worst ways to go though. Like if that's your way to die, it's worst ways. I was buried in a Porsche with a beer.
The logic was he was going to give us a lift, but only has one seat, so we're thinking of alternatives that were creative, and just stuck with the one seat in the end.
That's pretty creative.
Yeah, it was a fantastic
So he's literally
day
your
of
ride or
dreams.
die, or he's your ride and die.
But
Yeah,
the front bonnet is not the place you want to be sitting if in case you have a crash, a little
Yeah, that
ding.
would heat up as well. That would be nasty.
Yeah, that's game over. That. Before we talk about anything good, then I will mention we should have a little jingle for worst film of the week, because the worst film of the week, and I kind of knew it was gonna be, but we watched it anyway, and I smiled a couple of times. But Unfrosted on Netflix. I wouldn't even advise you not to watch it. I'd advise you to watch it and enjoy hating it.
That's like the
Okay.
worst title of a
It's
movie
just
as
bad.
well. Right?
It's I can't see the poster of it.
Unfrosted.
Unfrosted. It's Jerry Seinfeld's new film with
sounds terrible already.
Is it a
Melissa
mock of
McCarthy,
Frozen?
Amy
Oh, now it sounds worse.
Melissa
You gonna say Amy
McCarthy,
Schumer?
Amy Schumer,
I don't watch anything with her in it.
Christian Slater, James Marsden, but they're tiny parts, and Hugh Grant. And Hugh Grant plays Tony the Tiger. It's about the invention of the Pop Tart.
Can I throw it out there that I refuse to watch anything with Amy Schumer in because she's a joke thief?
She's not good in this either.
She just steals jokes. Like her stand-up is just stolen material. I can't stand her.
James, in your spare time, do you go on Wikipedia and look up all of the comedians that steal people's jokes?
No, I watch an awful lot of comedy, and people bring this stuff up, or you see it happening.
I'll tell you what. Have you seen the new stuff on? Do you like John Mulaney, the comedian? He's
Brilliant.
He's cropped up on Netflix. He's got a new program, and I've not watched it yet, but it has said on social media that John Mulaney is so good they need to give him all the money and tell him to do whatever the hell he wants with it because
Yeah,
he's so funny, and I do like him. But he's presenting this thing called Everyone's in LA. It's a 6-part. I don't even know what it is.
Did you see the comedy special of maybe the year? It was the first ever live show on Netflix.
Of him?
Are you on about the roast?
The roast of Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness me.
I saw Nikki Glazer's stuff. She was good.
It got so far out of control. Like he looked fuming at one point.
Did he cheat on his wife?
No, she left him. That's why he kept joking about it.
I mean, that's tough going.
They were talking about Super Bowl rings, and you've got that many rings. Oh yeah, one less since your wife left you. It's like, but it had Kim Kardashian in the crowd, and he was like, she got annoyed because he was like, oh, it's nice of Kim here today. You know, something like she's a bit worried or something like that. Not about the jokes, but the fact that her kids are at home with her husband. God.
Christ. Yeah.
But yeah, they did some real close to the line stuff. They brought up the fact that like his coach had been in trouble in some, I won't say it, but some massage parlor allegations, should we say?
Was that the happy ending?
And someone made a joke about that, and he actually got up on stage and was like, "Don't talk about that shit." But I haven't watched all of it. I've only seen clips. There's a couple of things I've got on my watch list. It's between tonight. I'm either going to watch that, or finally on Netflix. It's not a new film called Black Phone, which you've probably seen and heard of.
Yeah.
Was that
About
one
a year
with Ethan
ago?
Hawke?
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's not new, but I've been waiting to see it.
He's got the sequels coming out fairly soon, in about a year maybe.
Yeah.
But Ethan Hawke, I put him on the top notch of actor pedestals.
Fantastic.
And I won't talk about Black Phone because you haven't seen it. There's a part that I don't like, and there's lots of parts that I do like.
I'm not going into it expecting much, but that roast I will watch the whole thing because roasts and Netflix kind of let people get away with a bit more than terrestrial, should we say?
Yeah.
They get their
Like
full
you're not
works.
going to see the Jimmy Carr or Ricky Gervais specials on like BBC or something, are you anymore? They've like gone past that point of allowance. I think they're a bit more wokey than allowing that sort of stuff to happen. So I'm hoping that Netflix carry on with their kind of freedom of speech policy, should we say?
I've just seen Zach Galifianakis with Kristen Wiig just pop. Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, it's like 10 years old, that film.
In 2016, Masterminds
It's
just
quite
popped
funny
up.
though.
I will watch
But
it
it
though,
is-
because that was when he was at his peak. So, and Kristen
Yeah,
Wiig
that-
is really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really funny. I started watching that. It's very funny.
She's like a legit good comedy actress, to be fair, I think.
Yeah, I said the other week I'm watching Palm Royale. The last episode's on tomorrow. 2 episodes left, so I will be watching that over the next couple of days, which is on Apple.
She'll
It's
never
funny.
beat her. She'll never be. It must be annoying being an actress, knowing that you're never going to make a better film than what you did 10 years ago, ever.
Oh, you mean Bridesmaids?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's never going to happen
It's a masterpiece. But I think it's
because
down
you can't get away with
as well, though,
comedies
mate.
anymore.
But
Huh?
but also it's also down to script. I think sometimes actors are so good because of the character and the script they have, and then
Yeah.
if you've not got the same writers, you're obviously always taking different jobs, but you're not always going to have the best
But
scripts.
the
to
way
work.
she plays that when she's on the plane is just
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
That is a brilliant scene.
But loads
I mean,
of her
there's so
SNL
many brilliant
skits are incredible. I just love her as a
My
person.
favorite bit though is like, you know, when they've all got food poisoning, and she's like, "You're not sick like the rest of it." No, she says, "Are you sick like the rest of it?" She's like, "No, I'm not sick."
Oh,
And
she's
she's
like
like really
sweating.
sick, and she's like sweating. And it's like, "Do you want to finish that then?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'll eat that." And she's like trying to eat all the different
It's like a
things.
nut or something, isn't it?
Yeah, and they're like, "I'm
Oh,
good,
because
I'm
it
good."
wasn't it her idea to go to that place for food?
Yeah.
Brazilian
She
place,
doesn't
yeah.
have the
Yeah.
money. She doesn't have the money, so she goes to that really cheap restaurant to try and celebrate.
Well,
Yeah.
on a different subject, but the same theme. I'm watching. Drew Lowe's watched it twice already, but on Disney Plus they've got a 4-part documentary about Bon Jovi.
Can you not point and say Drew Lowe because you're kind of
Yeah.
pointing at Drew?
That's
I think he's pointing at
a
James.
Horner. Drew Lowe's over.
No, you went the wrong way.
Drew Lowe's over.
The original point was Drew Horner.
Oh, not from my view. But anyway,
But so we share the same name.
so I'm 3 episodes into this Bon Jovi thing, and it's the same thing like you say with Kristen Wiig, but I think Kristen Wiig's got more in her. She's got some classics coming in her way.
Was
But
Kristen Wiig playing Bon Jovi?
no, the Bon Jovi documentary, they're talking about all the good times and then the more modern times. And they've got to like 1995 where they released the Keep the Faith album, which is their last good album as far as I'm concerned, because they're an 80s, early 90s band. But obviously they're still going today and still touring now. Like
When they started doing It's My Life and that stupid one
that,
where they're like under the bridge doing that gig, it's like, oh
that's-
God, it's over.
that's the year 2000. I just literally watched that. It's My Life.
Rubbish.
No, I didn't like that. But that didn't count for me. That's not Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi are pre that, and then there's a post that, which is a different Bon Jovi. And the same thing, like you're saying, how do they must feel that they wrote their best songs in 1980, and it's 40 years later, and they cannot match the first album they did or the first few singles they did.
By the way, can I say that first album I've got it on vinyl? I was going to try and find it. It's called just Bon Jovi.
I've got it.
It's a very sepia tone picture of them on the front, I believe, and it's got my favourite Bon Jovi song.
Runaway.
Yep, 100%. And it's also got a song called "Shot Through the Heart" on there, which isn't the song you think it is.
Oh
that's about Diane Lane.
It's not Shot Through the Heart.
That's about
not that
Diane
song.
Lane.
No, that's not that song. It's not what it's called.
There's the one about, you give love a bad name.
No, that's not it.
No,
People
I know,
think
but
it is.
that is about Diane Lane because he went out with her.
Oh yeah, but the
She was
song "Shot Through the
brutal.
Heart" isn't that song. It's not what it's called. It's a different song
That's
called
a
"Shot
different
Through the
one.
Heart."
Yeah.
He had a lot of pain going on in that album, probably.
What is the other one called? "You Give Love a Bad Name"?
Yeah.
It's very unusual for a band to have that crossover in it. Because if someone said, "What's that song called?" they say "Shot Through the Heart," and they hear a completely different song.
Well, they from the documentary, he didn't write that. They did an amazing album. The second one wasn't as good, apparently, commercially. So they had to get a writer in to help them, and they came up with some like lyrics, and then Bon Jovi finished it off basically.
Yeah, "Runaway" is an amazing song.
I love
Proper
that.
80s.
I love that.
And do you know the first place I heard that song?
Ooh, it's
First place I heard that.
love.
Bear in mind, you know how much that like hair metal is like my music. Was on Stranger Things.
What?
That song's on an episode of Stranger Things where that girl's brother's driving really fast in a
You've
car.
never heard it since then? Till then?
No, I was never a big Bon
Bon
Jovi fan.
Jovi's not really hair metal, is it? They're like pop metal.
Their first album, they were kind of they had a toe in the water, didn't they?
They were classed as pop metal in the 80s, but clearly they're just standard rock.
When I heard that, my estimation of them went right up.
I
bought the album.
Bon
It's
Jovi,
amazing.
the lead dude, is just ridiculously charismatic and handsome dude, isn't it? Which helped the band.
John Bon Jovi, it's his machine. That's why it's named after him, basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he is the charismatic kind of like Jesse James kind of leader. Like you're like, yeah, I'll follow you, dude. Sure, let's do this, you know.
Well, he's the only one that took it seriously. From the documentary, everyone was like getting successful doing drinking, drugs, and stuff like that because he was the vocalist and he took it seriously. He would not drink. He would get up early in the morning and do vocal warm ups and vocal warm downs, and
which is the complete opposite to rock and roll. Most of them.
Can I say the film The Dirt is amazing?
Hotels. That's what I was about to say. The stuff that goes on in The Dirt. Have you seen that film?
When that series?
No, it's a film.
No, it was a movie. It would have been a better series actually, I think. But it's really sad as well, like when things happen But apparently that Ozzy Osbourne bit, or who's he like pissing on the floor and like licking it up? Is that with Ozzy Osbourne by the pool?
Yeah,
that did happen.
Yeah,
no, he
loads of stuff.
does it to himself. He pees and then he drinks his own piss, doesn't he?
But he doesn't even know if half of it's real. He has to go, Sharon, did I do that? Oh, maybe.
Thing is though, Motley Crue, no one will ever touch them as far as like rock and roll goes.
Oh,
There's bands that will come close, but them lot just took it to the limit.
But that intro, the stuff that happens at those parties is just mind blowing. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, can you think of a band that's more crazy?
Yeah.
Who?
Well, most metal band. Well, actually, well, you got like Slipknot, you got things like that.
Yeah, but Slipknot aren't like they are not going to have the stories of Motley Crue, and Motley Crue were the first ones to do it, pretty much.
The clown used to throw up in his mask and have his sick swirling head whilst he was performing.
That's just disgusting. That's not like rock and roll now, is it? That's just like
dead crow before he went on stage, so he felt sick.
But yeah, Motley Crue, they were just the first to do it, weren't they? Who did it around that time or before them?
Well, Ozzy Osbourne were before them, obviously.
I guess,
and then
it wasn't the same, was it?
You've got bands like Led Zeppelin, The Who. To be fair,
Led Zeppelin were pretty clean.
You may not think it, but the Beatles, fucking, they're insane. I'm listening to a book.
Oh, actually, no, I've got the most rock and roll band of all time.
Don't say Stones.
I was going to say The Doors.
Yeah, again,
that man was a wild man.
But so are the Beatles, man. The Beatles were insane. They went to Hamburg, and there's reports of John taking a piss out of his window onto nuns. Just pissing on nuns.
That's a bit of a micro.
Yeah, and when they went to Hamburg before they were properly the Beatles, before they came back and were actually the Beatles, when they went to Hamburg, they thought it was only going to be for a few days. They ended up staying for a few months, and they all stayed in this back room of a brothel, and basically they all just gangbanged the whole time. They just had loads of prostitutes all the time. They're doing rock and roll stuff. They learned about drugs for the first time and weed, and that's when LSD got invented during the Beatles' reign, and they tried it all. You know, they're more rock and roll than anyone can think.
Motley Crue get the one up though. Motley Crue get the mega point.
Beatles were clean cut to the kids, and they were debauchery behind the scenes. Whereas Motley Crue just everything.
Yeah, but Motley Crue get the bonus. Look how long they all lived.
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
The Beatles would still be alive now if they weren't literally killed.
Yeah, but they're not. That's the point. That's the whole point.
Yeah, but Motley Crue. Yeah, I suppose. But then again, Rolling Stones.
It doesn't matter. The fact are they all still here? Motley Crue. Nicky Six.
Yeah, the old that haunted guy is still alive, isn't he?
Mick Mars. He's the oldest, isn't he?
Yeah. Who's the oldest? Is that the guy?
You've got Nicky Six, Mick Mars, Tommy.
And Rolling Stone shouldn't be alive either and perform the way they
Tommy Lee and Vince. How do we not know what the lead singer?
All I want to say is Vince Vaughn.
No,
Who's the one that slept?
Vince
Who's the
Neil.
blonde dude that
God's
slept
sake,
with
Vince
loads of
Neil.
people?
What, Drew?
Who's the blonde one that slept with loads of people in the dirt?
Well, you got Tommy.
Tommy Lee.
Tommy Lee was Pamela Anderson.
Oh, you're on about Vince.
Then you had Vince Neil.
Vince
Then
Neil.
Nikki Sixx
Vince Neil's
and
the blonde
Mick
one,
Mars.
the singer.
Yeah, yeah. He's the one that was just boning everyone left, right, and centre, wasn't he?
He's now very large and can't sing
wow.
for shit.
Okay.
No, did you see Axl Rose the other day?
Yeah, he's just as bad, isn't he?
What about Kiss? They look pretty crazy.
No, I think they wanted to be. I don't think they ever were that crazy.
No, they're more of a pretender ones. But
But the way
Good
they
band,
dress and all that kind of stuff seems pretty nuts.
Gene Simmons got the numbers up, didn't he?
well, Gene Simmons is the guy with the tongue and the fire and stuff like that. But he tried to not invent? What's the word? Pattern? Not pattern?
Yeah, Peyton, yeah.
That wasn't it or something?
No, I think it was copyright or trademark the word orange. So whenever anyone used orange, like I'm having an orange juice,
Crazy
he
guy.
would get money for it. He tried to genuinely patent it or copyright the word orange because he found a loophole that no one had. So he tried to do it. So he got paid. So he would get paid for every time anything orange got sold.
That's hilarious.
Well, on a gig, I was on. I was dressed up.
Probably
as
shouldn't
guy.
do that when you're talking about gigs you've been on.
I was dressed up as the guy that did all that, and they're like, "You've got quite a long tongue, so you could play that character." And then we were on top of a bus, dressed as Kiss, playing all their best hits, and people basically thought we were them. And I was like, "Do you know how old they would be now? They wouldn't be up on a double-decker bus in like
Gene
4
Simmons
degrees.
is still going.
4 degrees, but mate, it was for their it's for their final tour, and loads of people were like, they were quite jealous. They went, you know, that Kiss actually they retweeted that video that they created for you guys. I'm like, what?
Oh,
That's
nice.
mental. So I'll share the video with you guys so you could see it because you might want to use it as content.
Since that final tour, they did another final tour after that.
Really?
Yeah. They came back
I'm talking
again.
I'm talking about December though. I'm talking about
last year.
yeah.
Oh,
I was
right,
dressed
okay. I
last
thought
year in
from a
December,
while
yeah.
back.
I was up on a freezing cold, like wearing hardly anything because that's how they dressed, walking in these high heels, which was very hard to do, by the way. And yeah, but it was mental, man. I will share the video because you might want to share it. It's
Sure, it was
nuts.
a Kiss costume, not a drag outfit.
Whoa,
Same thing.
no, it was Kiss.
Hey,
It was
Kiss
costume.
did drag first.
It was Kiss costume, right? But when we got off this like tour bus, people just lost their shit, man. Like we had hundreds of people stopping. People almost crashed their cars, and we were looking at each other like, "This is nuts! Like this is fucking nuts! This is what it feels like to
Especially
be
in
rock and roll."
London, there's people dressed up as mental stuff all the time. You don't even look at them
No,
all
mate,
the time.
I'll send you the footage, man. You'll be like, "Yeah, that's pretty serious." I mean, like like I said, we can either share it or whatever, man. But it was one of my finest 8 hours.
I saw Kiss live, and they are one of the better live bands I've ever seen for like a big stadium band.
Mate, go on. I was just gonna say the music in Fall Guy. It's Kiss.
Yeah, they got Kiss. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Question.
Like I think that track in particular is gonna rock it because of that film again. So Kiss is gonna
100%.
Question. Did Kiss do God Gave Rock and Roll to You?
Yeah. Yes.
Which reminds me of Bill and Ted.
Yes. God gave rock and roll
That is a tune.
you.
Delilah, is that the other one?
No. Delilah?
I love that.
That's Tom Jones.
No.
Delilah.
Rock and roll all day and party
Every night. All right.
Oh no! So I want to rock and roll all night and party every day.
Try to think what the song is they used in Fall Guy. I had it in my
Fall
head.
is
I was made for loving you.
Yeah, I was made for loving
you, baby. You were made for loving me. Gang, gang.
Yeah, it's so cool, man.
And they had AC/DC. Thunderstruck. Gang, gang, gang.
Yeah. Mate, the soundtrack, I reckon when Fall Guy releases the soundtrack, that people are going to buy that. It's got some
It's cool.
amazing tracks.
Don't take the piss. It's called Modern Day Delilah, sorry.
Don't know that song.
You're thinking
of play it, so we'll get busted.
Delilah.
When I saw them live, I went to, it was a Download Festival, and I wasn't right at the front or anything. I was like halfway back where the sound stage is, and when you're watching these guys play, they are pretty impressive. It is a show. There's loads of fire. It's like watching Ramstein or something like that. But anyway, there's a scene where they climb up on the rafters of the stage and they zip line, and the guy zip lines to a podium that we're standing next to, well maybe like 40 foot away from. There's like a podium that no one actually noticed because it's dark and everyone's looking at the stage. But he zip lines, and all of a sudden there's a guitarist doing a guitar solo above our heads, and we're nowhere near the stage. It was madness. It's great.
Well, I am thoroughly looking forward to 3 or 4 weeks' time when I'm going to see probably one of the more impressive performance bands going at the moment, 30 Seconds to Mars. Love them or hate them, they put on a show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one with
Did
the
you
actor,
see the one where he jumped off the top of the festival stage?
Yeah.
Just like launched off like a 200-foot stage. He's a madman, isn't he?
It's good. I love seeing stuff like that. That's what live music is about. Some crazy
Yeah, it's
shit.
a shame it's inside because I've seen him outdoors before and it was crazy.
Yes, Drew.
Boom.
Is that Amy Winehouse?
Ouch. You asshole.
All right. Well, since we've got to that topic,
Winehouse.
that's cool. Should we mention Fall Guy now, Drew? Then, since we've
Might as well,
Yeah, I
mate.
want to go
thought
and
it
see it.
was
I've
perfect.
actually got a load of free cinema tickets now, Drew, so if you want to go to the cinema soon.
Yeah, dude. Let's do it. That's the tour bus, man.
oh, that's cool.
I'll,
That's mad.
I'll supply the tickets, you get the nachos.
Oh, yeah.
That's a bad deal.
I actually want to go and see Fall Guy, actually. I might try and find someone to come and see it with me.
It's
Mate, it's so good.
It's,
It's
so good.
so fucking good.
Ryan Gosling's just on fire at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said that he's because he used to do some dark roles, like Place Beyond the Pines and all
Yeah.
these sort
Excellent
of things.
movie.
But he's saying that
Drive.
for his family, he wants to do like more positive stuff, and he's on that vibe at the moment. He wants to just be fun, and these are big money makers. Drive probably didn't make him loads of money, even though it's a cult film. Whereas Barbie and Fall Guy, he's going to be raking it in for his family.
Have a think, though. Have a quick think. What other current actors now are legit funny guys, but are also terrifying bad guys? Let's be honest. His anti-hero role in Drive, he's a terrifying person, isn't he?
Yeah, he is
he's
terrifying.
threatening.
And it was a crying shame that Only God Forgives was so bad.
I like that.
I enjoyed it, though, man.
The film is so dumb, though. It's just like it was all about the art in that film and nothing about the story. It was stupid. It looked that you could pause any scene in that film, print it, and put it in a frame in your house. It would look amazing.
Yeah.
Probably one of the most visually stunning films of all time. But I think Matey Boy, what was he called? Not Cliff Martinez. That's who does the music for all his films. What's the bloke called? The director. He did Neon Demon as well.
Rainfind or something.
Nicholas Winding Refn.
That's it.
Refn, yeah.
I think he went off the rails a bit because Neon Demon was cack as well. That
I didn't
stupid
watch
woman, the model. Did you see that one?
No,
Yeah, I liked it.
It was like it was stupid again, and it had no
But
storyline. It was just complete random violence.
Talking about
and-
funny with Ryan Gosling, he's great in The Nice Guys as well, and they're
Oh,
meant to
yeah.
be doing a sequel to that.
That
He's
was-
good in rom-com. Have you
That's
seen
a Russell Crowe, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you seen Crazy Stupid Love with Steve
Brilliant.
Carell?
yeah, it's brilliant.
Brilliant.
Good movie.
Where he throws these New Balance shoes off the balcony and stuff.
The irony of that, by the way, New Balance now are like
Yeah, they're cool.
£150 popular fashion
Yeah, I
shoes.
like New Balance. Yeah, but
Yeah.
That's Emma Stone, one of Emma Stone's earlier films as well, earlier big
and
films, should we say?
that reveal when they all turn up at the house together, and then
So funny.
it's
That was genius.
Emma Stone's the
His
daughter.
Yeah, yeah.
Kevin Bacon's there.
But talking about Drive,
La La Land as well, I thought was brilliant.
yeah,
He's fucking brilliant in La La Land.
La La Land's one of my
He's just a
favorite.
very
favorite
diverse
films.
actor, isn't he?
But
Like,
he had to learn
you-
the piano as well. Like, you believe everything
Yeah.
about him. Like, he's.
because if you
Mate, he's
think about
brilliant
it,
in Blade Runner as well. You believe he's fucking.
yeah,
brilliant
could you
in Blade Runner.
imagine Ryan Reynolds playing a scary bad guy?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
No.
but he's too tongue in cheek. Whereas I think
yeah, he couldn't do it.
Ryan Gosling's got it all. He can be serious, he can be threatening, he can be funny and genuinely lovable. Whereas Ryan Reynolds is just a joke. Not a joke, that sounds terrible, but you know what I mean? He's
Well, he's a joker,
a
isn't
joke actor. So even if he plays something serious, there's all
he? You can't take it seriously.
wink to the camera,
This is what I was saying. What other actor can do what Ryan Gosling, current actor, not anyone in the past, current?
Here's
Because
Tom
even
Hardy. I think Tom Hardy actually, because Tom Hardy
Nah,
can be
he's-
very funny.
no, he's too
No,
serious.
no, you've got me. Yeah, no, you've got me.
Well,
Because if you watch the film with him, Reese Witherspoon, and
Yeah,
the other guy,
was
that's a legit rom com, and he is a funny guy in
he
that.
is
Yeah.
very funny in
I
that.
reckon he's
Yeah.
embarrassed about that film, though.
Yeah.
I think it's a good film
Do you want-
for what
I
it
thought he
was.
was good in, yeah, but he's very funny in Venom. Like I'm literally.
But then you look at Warrior. That's
Venom.
a terrifying person.
Yeah,
Right.
he's well scary.
Two recent facts I found out about Ryan Gosling in the last couple of days from watching his interviews on Fall Guy. So the two things that I thought was of interest is that someone asked him, "What's the best thing you've taken away from a film set that you've worked on?" Ryan Gosling, the car from Drive. He owns that car.
Wow,
That's pretty cool.
badass.
That's better than Harry Potter taking home a wand. You know, that's a bloody car.
Yeah, it
So
shits
that
on
one's probably worth a few cars, isn't it?
And in La La Land, he calls it
the
his.
one that's might in the
I
car.
don't know if you've heard this phrase yet. He's called it his La La hand.
Yeah,
you
I've
know
heard
the
about it.
poster
Yeah,
where he's doing that. The actual
Yeah.
dance move demands a straight point,
yeah,
and he thought it'd be quite quirky to do that.
yeah.
And
it
now
looks
the
cool,
post,
doesn't it?
but the post, that's what's iconic, is that looks cool. But
Yeah.
from his point, it's wrong. So
Yeah.
he hates it because he didn't know that was going to be used as the poster. So now La La Land is all about that,
La
and
La
that's
Hand.
not correct. So he's got his fault highlighted forever.
Yeah,
Imagine
But-
that.
I
damn
think Daniel
fine
Radcliffe
film.
was on Graham Norton saying he's a bit of a thief / takes things from set. He's got one of the rings from Lord of the Rings.
What? He wasn't even in that film.
Not Daniel Radcliffe, sorry.
You mean
Elijah Burke.
Wood. Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood, yeah.
Elijah Burke. Where'd that come from?
Elijah Wood, the guy that just disappeared from fame after being the biggest movie franchise ever in
What?
history, and then went to nothing.
He's on great
But,
stuff.
mate, no, he's in loads of stuff, mate. He's in loads of cool, like.
Okay, name 4 good things he's been in. Do not say Green Street.
No, but I can't remember the name of them because they're such obscure titles.
It's
Okay,
such
let me just
memorable
find-
films.
Now, I'll tell
No,
you,
I can't
apart
say.
from him being in Eternal Sunshine of the
Faculty.
Spotless
Remember-
Mind,
Yeah, that was a great one.
he was in.
Hang on.
I'm having to scroll a bit here, but I know he's been in good stuff. Did you ever see Dirk Gently, Holistic Detective?
How long ago was that?
That series.
Yeah, but how long ago was that?
That was good.
No,
Not
I'm
that.
not talking about
2016 and 2017.
Long time.
Don't.
He's in
I don't
Toxic
feel at
Avengers.
home in this.
Let's just agree now that he hasn't done a lot since Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, not loads.
The Faculty
I don't
was
know him
pretty
at all.
bad.
Do you guys see Cooties?
No.
So good. That's where he drops his kids off at school, and one of the kids are like turning into that, zombie infected, and the kids are turning, but the adults aren't, and they're attacking the teachers. It's so good. It's called Cooties.
I think he was in Sin City 2. He plays the really scary guy with the glasses.
Oh, yeah, he gets his head cut off, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Oh, the
where he gets
pervert.
chopped up to pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give him
scary
that.
in
He
that.
was in that.
He's pretty scary.
Maybe
in
he just
that.
doesn't want to do it anymore. Maybe he's got other things to do.
And he was in that film Maniac,
Yeah, that's crazy.
that horror film. That's the one I was thinking of.
That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
But we look at it, another one that was in, that it followed the same trend was that Dominic Monaghan, whatever, the one from Pet, who played one of his little mates.
Yeah.
Didn't really do anything after that, after being, like I say, the biggest. He did Lost, and then
Anyway, should we do a quick chat on Fall Guy? Otherwise, we'll never
Yeah.
discuss it. Just do like 5 to 10 minutes. James, ask
Well, maybe
some
James
questions if
can
you
ask
want.
us some questions.
What did we watch this week? On Cinema Selection.
On it
Yeah.
without spoiling things.
But I
'cause-
mean, if everyone's got to know what it is, there's no point doing a massive premise, except that the basic understanding is that it's a stuntman who fancies a camera operator, and they're about to not hook up. That makes it sound shallow, but they've got a connection and they're about to go on their first date, and he has a severe
already
accident
saying, yeah.
that breaks his back, and he feels embarrassed. He thinks it's his fault. And he's not very confident, bizarrely. He never contacts her, and a year parts, and then a producer asks him
18
to
months.
come back into a film because she's requested it, and he goes, "But who's she?" And he goes, "She's now the director." She's now gone from a camera operator to a director, and apparently she wants him on set for a special stunt. And the glitch is she doesn't want him on there. She's pissed off with him that he went radio silence. It was the producer bringing them together, and then other things happen. I would have been happy if that the subplot of the guy disappearing or wasn't even there. I just think the fun of those two, Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling.
Oh yeah,
I could watch that for 2 hours.
Yeah, because that you're right. That plot alone works because of their chemistry. Like their chemistry is on fire. But you know what I was thinking? Once upon a time in Hollywood, they said is a love letter to movies, right?
Yeah.
I think it's great, but when I watch The Fall Guy, this is a true love letter to movies. Like I was so enthralled and like getting all a bit emotional actually in a way about you see every aspect of movies and how some of the best things come from the people that risk their lives to do the most profound and amazing things.
Well, that's what they made a joke in the film, like, "Oh, you're so good at this that do you stunt guys get Oscars?" He's like, "No, why is that?"
Yeah, it was a little dig, but there is huge rumors that they're actually trying to get it into the Oscars. There's like a massive kind of.
I mean, it ain't subtle.
Yeah, well, exactly. This whole film is almost dedicated to that.
They make the point every single art form in film, as an art form, is represented at the Oscars and everything. So from makeup to costume to whatever. But this is the most important thing, especially for American exports. The biggest movies that travel well across different countries and different speaking languages is the action film, not the rom-com, not the horror. The
stuntmen are the only ones that actually really deserve an award.
Exactly. But that's the point. That's the point.
This is also why I love the little nod to Tom Cruise as well, because he is, if you seriously think about this, he is the only actor that pretty much does his own stunts now.
Yeah, right. So he's basically putting stuntmen out of business.
Well, no, but there's a
Tom Cruise against stuntmen.
To Tom Cruise, because I think Ryan Gosling's character says, "Yeah, just make me look like Tom Cruise" or something like later on.
Tom Cruise is the stuntman, is what vegans are to steakhouses.
Okay, but he is doing his own stunts though, which I love. Like you see Ryan Gosling, like I don't know if you stayed to the very end. You see him.
Yeah,
he's
I watched all of
the wires. He's doing a lot of stuff, and then they even do like a weird. Actually, guys, stayed for the very end. They do like a little mini Marvel ending actually to the Fall Guy, and loads of people left the cinema when it finished. And I was like, mate,
I saw a guy walk out when they were showing the behind the scenes stuff anyway.
Mate, half the people left, and I thought, well, that ironically, that's what this is all about. We're saying stay and appreciate the people that make it what it is.
Yeah.
Can anyone remember the really famous clip that went around?
What?
Same subject. The really famous clip that went around when I think John Wick 3 was getting filmed, and it was a video of this bloke in a suit just sat there with his legs crossed, just looking all bored, and then Keanu Reeves comes flying past, half hanging off a horse, like running up the road, like doing his own stunts. And the stuntman just sat there with like a cup of tea or something, just like chilling. And he's like flung off a horse.
I think it was John Wick 3. That scene where they're in Paris around the
horse. Yeah, he did that.
He gets smacked into the car as well. He gets thrown into the car and dents. They did that to him for real.
But that was the running gag about this girl who plays Rachel Ziegler winning like best stunt
because she
performer or something because she grazed her knee, and then they were like, here's Tom Cruise jumping off an aeroplane or jumping into the Grand Canyon, here's Keanu Reeves falling down 60 flights of stairs or something, and she like got a couple of scrapes.
Keanu Reeves is like a martial art fucking he says himself he's not an expert, but he bloody well is. He goes, I don't do real fighting. It's just stunt fighting and film fighting. Like, still, you could kick someone's ass with your stunt fighting.
You know that bit in John Wick where he flicks the magazine and flicks the magazine out?
Not particularly.
Yeah.
Where he basically does that and flicks the mag. He invented that.
Yeah, it's sick.
There was a bloke at the gun range, and he was like, he came up with that one day. Like, he was flick the mag out and put a new one in, just flick it. And he was like, I didn't tell him that.
How he readjusts.
There's probably other people that do. He probably didn't invent it. The guy was like, I didn't show him how to do that. He just came up with it.
Let's go back to Fall Guy for 5 minutes and finish that off.
But interesting, like what you just said, Kevin, we could jump on that though, because you were saying that John Wick can kick people's ass with stunt fighting, and that's technically what the story is of the Fall Guy, because he's so good at martial arts and stunts. He's able to use that in the kind of when he gets caught up in trouble
Yeah,
based on another plot.
that fight sequence, I thought I was confused by it. That fight sequence where he's in the neon in the club,
Yeah,
that was really funny and really good. But because it was so ludicrous, I thought it was
Yeah.
him thinking how he could do it in film,
yeah,
and then he wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
He'd run away. But
yeah,
it
like an
was
out of
real.
body experience.
I was
Yeah.
confused by that. I expected that to be not. But the important thing from Fall Guy is that the director, David Leitch, he is a stunt guy.
Yes.
The director is a stuntman. He was a stuntman for uh, Brad Pitt 5 times. He was a stuntman for him in Fight Club. He's been the stuntman for Matt Damon in like the Bourne films as well.
Matt Damon.
And he's co-directed John Wick, and he was
That's what I was
he
saying.
was stunt choreographed those films as
Did
well.
he do The Matrix as well? Didn't he do some stuff for Keanu Reeves?
And Charlize Theron in Atomic Blonde. That end sequence, you see the stunts. That's from like Atomic Blonde and stuff. That's from different films.
Okay.
So that bit with she jumps out the balcony and like goes to hang that guy. That's so the very end of Fall Guy. It shows clips from other movies that he was in, and the stunt guys for Ryan Gosling were also in, and that was so
Can
cool.
I just say as well? Oh, go on. The editing I thought is brilliant in the Fall Guy. Like Sarah and I were wetting ourselves. Like, you know, he's like, do you want to add in that split screen? What I love about it is they break the fourth wall. There's loads of meta moments, and that for me was showing the love of film. They're testing ideas for a second or third act in the film that she's not quite sure how to finish, and they're brainstorming, and those things are happening while we're watching it. But it's progressing their story as well as the one that she's trying to tell on set. It's really clever, like all the different sub things going on. The script is brilliant. The performances are brilliant. Like, mate, Aaron Taylor-Johnson is hilarious in it.
I love him.
He's brilliant.
I love him.
He's absolutely fantastic.
And he plays a dick in this film, and he's still likable, sort of.
Yeah, he is lovable as a dick. Yeah, mate, is it me or is he doing kind of a McConaughey? There's a McConaughey
at the very end.
all over that.
He changed accents. His accent.
Yeah, that's McConaughey look as well.
Yeah, it is quite McConaughey.
That last bit where he goes, I can't remember what he says.
Yeah, it's that monologue on the car.
Yeah.
Love.
But it's
Love
so
is the
good.
answer.
But it's like the bit where it's about to be serious, and then Ryan Gosling puts his gum shield in. He's like, I don't have one. Should I have one of them?
Yeah. It's so good. But mate, the stunts as well. They did an 8.5 flip stunt, and I was saying to Sarah, I was like, that's actually a world record. Yeah. I love the fact that they broke a world record making a film about stunts. Like, that's so.
What was the record? So 8.5 flips. What do you mean?
Car flips.
8.5.
Turned the car and rolled it.
Right, you like that stuff, right? We'll stay on the subject of stunts. Have you ever seen the Nitro Circus movie?
If I have, it was ages ago. I remember you were into that.
The Nitro Circus is people like Travis Pastrana. Imagine Jackass, but if it's best, the guy who directs Jackass, Jeff Tremaine, he directs this, and his take was Jackass, the stunts are designed to go wrong. He said in Nitro Circus, if the stunts go wrong, you die. Wow. They're basically a group of stuntmen. You would love it, Drew. And they basically, one of their stunts, they try and break the world record, because Travis Pastrana had the world record for that flip, but he did that in a real rally driving accident. He flipped the car like 7 or 8 times. So they try and recreate it on a racetrack. That's how mental they are. So the guy flies up this ramp like that and tries to create this just for fun. But the Travis Pastrana crash, it's like one of the worst crashes in like rally history. It's insane. It's just like he races for like Subaru or something.
Well, look, going back to stunts and stuff, like when I first saw the trailer for Casino Royale, and you see James Bond see the girl on the road, and he flips the car, and it does this amazing flip, and they had it in the trailer. I was like, I have to see this film. And this is what I'm saying about why stunts, some of the most exciting moments in film history, are because of the brave people behind those stunts that pull it off. And like you're saying, they go behind the wayside, because as soon as they put somebody's face on, you just think it's the actor. You just think it's the movie star doing all these things. Because Denzel Washington was in an interview, and they said, so you're doing The Equalizer 3. And he's like, how do you feel after all those fight sequences? And he says, well, they just spray me with a bit of sweat, and I just act like I've done them. Do you know what I mean? He's like, mate, I'm 60 odd. Do you know what I mean? I'm not fighting those people. So it's like he's saying it's all of the stunt people that make it what it is, and we have to give thanks to that.
100%.
I think a Nitro Circus movie. There's a couple now, but you have to watch them. There's one bit, Drew, where they're on these skyscrapers, hundreds and hundreds of feet in the air, right? And there's probably like a 10-foot gap between them. And you know the big wheel like bikes little kids ride, plastic big wheel bikes. They flip them over that gap with no net, no parachute, no nothing. But on the subject of a film with stuntmen, this is one you probably haven't heard of, but it's a fan. The film's not amazing, but the stunt work is like what? It's called District 13.
Yeah,
No, I've heard of that.
yeah, seen that.
Wait, you're getting confused with District 9.
No,
Oh, maybe.
District 9 is one about the aliens in
isn't
South
it?
Africa.
The South African guy, yeah.
No, this is District 13, and if Kev knows it, it's probably because I made him watch it. It's got two guys that are leads. It's a French movie.
yeah, it's Luc Besson.
Was that like The Raid?
No, it's just an action movie set in like a dystopian France where there's different barrios or like different areas of like wealth and stuff. And it's this guy David Bell and Cyril Raffaelli. They're both like parkour / stuntmen. They've done things like Transporter, Die Hard,
Casino Royale,
as stuntmen. They've done loads of Japanese work, obviously, but they're the two main roles. So they're not actually stuntmen. They're the actual guys because you couldn't really do it without them being in it. And honestly, some of the stuff they get up to in those movies is just ridiculous. And that's from 2004 as well. So it's like 20 years old.
Well, get on to Fall Guy and let us know what you think
jumping
because
back to-
they supersize shit. Like, here's a couple of little facts I found about Fall Guy that I thought are interesting.
Please,
the
yeah.
movie was in development since 2010. People that were all-eyed to play the character Ryan Gosling plays was Tom Cruise, shockingly, Keanu Reeves, Nicolas Cage, Jason Statham, and Dwayne Johnson. I think.
Oh, I'm glad The Rock
I
didn't do
think
it.
they made the best choice there.
Yeah, but I was literally off the back of that, mate. I was going to say I don't think the film would be as good if it wasn't for Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, neither
don't get me
Rock
wrong.
is just-
The script is amazing. The direction's amazing. The concept of the film itself and all the stunts are brilliant. But those two at the helm of it,
it's
it just wouldn't
the
fly.
charisma
without
that sells
all
it,
four.
that connection, isn't it? And Amy Blunt's fight sequence, we won't tell James who she
mate.
fights, but
That's genius.
she's vicious.
Yeah,
She was in that
she's
film with Tom
badass.
Cruise where she was like a fighter and she was like,
Oh yeah, Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah,
and the thing about making a
badass.
sequel for that as well.
Yeah,
Can I just say, and this is probably a bit of a mean thing to say, but The Rock has never been in a great movie.
No,
He can't act. He's just The Rock in some other film.
Except-
He's either The Rock in the jungle. He's always in the jungle
or Baywatch
with
Baywatch
gloves and a short sleeve. Have you noticed that? He's always wearing like khaki and
he's
gloves
like a
in the
Disney
jungle.
version of Bane, isn't he? He's like a Disney-fied version of Bane.
Do you know, one film he's really good in is the one where they're thieves, like jewel thieves. I think Ryan Reynolds in it with him or something. And Gal Gadot.
Oh yeah, it's red. It's something red.
Oh.
Something.
Red something,
Something
yeah.
with the front.
That's actually really good.
No.
I like that. But it's just not good. That one he did with Kevin Hart could have been good, but he acted like a fucking retard in it for some reason. It's like stupid.
Can I just say, sorry, another thing. With Ryan Gosling, though, right? He's able to create, and I think this is why he was up for an Oscar in Barbie. He's able to create layers, right? This is how good he is as an actor. It's a comedy kind of action film, right? But he brings such a nuance to the character that you care, and he gives you so many different shades of the character's feelings and emotions, rather than it being like one color.
Well, I need to see it. I
Yeah.
also need to apologise for The Rock because the new Jumanji film, the first of the new ones, is actually brilliant.
Yeah, it was really good.
Very clever concept as well.
I love Jumanji, yeah. Very funny with Jack Black as well.
When
And
Jack
Kevin
Black's
Hart.
the woman, it's just
Yeah.
so funny, isn't it?
Kevin
Like,
Hart.
it's just such a funny concept.
Do you want to ask us any questions on Fall Guy? Or
No, because I want to go and see it.
oh yeah, that's a good point. Well, yeah, but they don't have to be spoiler questions. You could just ask us. I don't know.
It's pretty hard to ask questions about a film you don't know nothing about, though, isn't it?
That's true. That's fair enough.
But I do think
Yeah, but that's-
I think it's not groundbreaking is the wrong word, but I think it's a turn in the tides because it is
Mate,
people doing stuff in their own industry and promoting it
Yeah.
and having.
It's a masterpiece
And
on a meta level as
and
well.
did you see the I don't know where it was. It was a giving out an awards to something. The Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt came together to present an award to someone. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was the Oscar.
When they
It
did
was the
Yeah,
Oscars.
don't know what it was
when
for.
they did the song, because it was like Barbenheimer, because she was in Oppenheimer and he
Yeah.
was in.
Yeah,
They
it was at the
took the
Oscars,
piss
man.
out of each other.
Two of them. Yeah, it's brilliant.
That was
But that's
quality.
how people knew. There's people that do oh god, I can't remember the two guys that do a lot of reviews and they're famous, and I can't remember their fucking names now. But they say that Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt's chemistry at the Oscars was one of the most memorable things. So they just knew how good this film was going to be.
Yeah, well,
And
John Krasinski was like this.
Everything rides on that.
I think
Everything rides on.
I think he's
that.
comfortable in himself. You know, he's.
Yeah.
He's gone leaps and bounds since The Office. He's a great director or writer, whatever he does. Apparently, he directed quite a lot at the end of The Office, the last series or something.
He did. But they all did. Like I said before, they all did a little bit of that. They all had a go at it because it's such a small.
Well, yeah, BJ Novak is one of the writers or producers from day one, the guy who plays Ryan.
I know. They all are. They're all producers. They all directed at one point or another.
Also, put a real name. Don't call yourself BJ. What's your real name? Barry? Knob?
Barry Jonathan Novak.
I hate when people do
Barry
that. It's like,
Jenkins.
just fucking use a name, you dick. What's your name? PJ. No, it's not. It's definitely not PJ.
The two last little facts from Fall Guy I thought were good, and then we'll end up wherever we want to end up, is that, Drew, you mentioned it earlier a little bit, that Ryan Gosling actually has a fear of heights, and he did that stunt at the beginning. That's a one cut where he walked all the way and he did the fall. That was him doing it for real. And that's why he keeps saying he puts the sunglasses on to hide his tears and terror, because he was not happy about doing it, but he wanted to do it. And obviously that's the one that causes the accident in the film. So there's that sub-level of a bit of a worry. And that one of that end scene, the big car jump one, it says here, just before the 250-foot jump, which was done for real, the speedometer on the car can be seen to be read 88 miles an hour.
Oh, did you go back in time?
Bingo. The same speed which the DeLorean activates its time travel and Back to the Future.
What?
That
They
was
literally defy gravity.
I doubt that was a coincidence. I'm sure that was a little nod, a little joke. Anyway, we almost...
the film just
Sorry.
keeps you wanting more, basically. No, I was just going to say, the film just keeps you wanting more. Like, I was never... When it ended, I was like, I turned to Sarah, I was like, I could watch another hour of that.
Yeah.
Like, I was hooked.
And it wasn't like mindless action. There was a plot, there was good stuff in there, but I wanted to see what they were going to do next. Like, how are they going to top that one? How are they going to top that one?
That was it as well. Like, the fight choreography is mind-blowing. Like, it's right up there with kind of some John Wick stuff. Like, when he's fighting that girl with the mock weapons, that is genius. That's all I'm going to say. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's got that comic element to it as well.
It's
just throws a towel and goes, ooh, runs away. Because he's not a fighter. He just, in his head, he doesn't
That's
feel
what
like
I love about it. Farcical. That's what I was going to say. Farcical fighting on a multitude of levels. Like, fish out of water. Brilliant.
No, it was good. It's the only film where you can actually genuinely feel sorry for Ryan Gosling because he's not confident enough to go after the girl. That's the most unbelievable bit. Oh, did you feel bad? Did you think you wouldn't be able to pull the girl? Shut up. You're Ryan bloody Gosling. And in this, you're even cooler than Ryan Gosling because you're Ryan Gosling, stunt guy.
Yeah.
You can't get cooler than that.
Yeah. And his outfits, mate, I mean, Jesus. Like, I'd love to wear half the stuff he's wearing in that. He looks cool in every fucking frame.
Yeah.
Even the neon. Weird, like...
He even pulled that off.
With the weird, like, did you notice that it's like got the acid drop from like Batman? You know have you seen the latest Batman?
The acid drops from Batman. I'm sure Batman.
No, but it looked cooler because it had the, like where they got all the acid heads. It had an acid drop on his hat, but maybe he's just trying to be some cool hip hop guy. I don't know.
I think so. I think it was taking the piss because he's wearing dickhead's clothes, isn't he?
Fair,
Aaron Taylor Johnson. Aaron Taylor Johnson's just going to be in low. I hope he does get that Bond. I don't know if he is, but I hope he gets something. He's so
He's a cool cat, man. And he is so cool.
He won't if he keeps doing his big films.
And it's the same guy that did. It's the same guy that did Bullet Train.
Bullet Train, yeah.
So they bring Aaron Taylor-Johnson in both,
Yeah.
and that's a connection.
I was going
I
to
don't
say,
think Aaron Taylor-Johnson will get it. He's doing too much big stuff in the
I
works.
don't know. They could have been filming already.
Bond's never been a famous actor.
Yeah, well, you never know. Everyone's bloody famous now. You can't get away from it.
Got to be someone there that is
We
new.
need-
But the thing is that they've got to find
No,
a
wait,
new
there's
young actor
rumours,
that's
mate.
committed to
There's
only
rumours.
doing Bond films for like 10 years.
There's
20
rumors
years.
Cillian Murphy is up for Bond. Like the MG team are in talks with wanting to
I
chat
don't
to
want
Cillian
Cillian
Murphy.
Murphy.
Seeing him.
Cillian Murphy would be the worst James Bond I've ever seen.
No, I don't want us.
He's a great
I
actor.
don't want
though.
to.
He
Yeah,
could-
he's a great actor, but I don't want to.
But he's not a tough guy like James
I
Bond.
mean-
he's not
Yeah, but
smooth and
he
suave.
takes on a role. He played bloody what's his
Peaky
name?
Blinder,
in,
Tommy
Peaky
Shelby.
Blinders. He's
Good
a
for him.
very tough
Yeah.
guy,
He's
Tommy
amazing
Shelby.
in that, but James Bond's like athletic fighting machine, whereas
Yeah,
Peaky
but-
Blinder is
mate,
just
he's got a muscle.
stand, you kill him.
Mate, Cillian Murphy is a chameleon, man. He could do it.
He'd be
He could do
so
it.
bad as Bond. It would just be ridiculous.
Right.
Well, on that note,
On that
you just
note,
butchered Cillian Murphy. You butchered
Someone
man.
puts Clive Owen in a time machine. He would have been the best Bond ever.
He would have been sick.
well, I'm going for Aaron Taylor-Johnson. I'm sticking with it, even if it's a fake one. I'm well
Mate,
up
Henry
for that.
Cavill is a great
Henry
Bond as well.
Cavill's
Henry
Too
Cavill.
famous, too,
Too
big.
big, as in physically big.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine him turning up at a casino to blend in. The biggest, most handsome man who's basically Superman. You'd
He would
strut
be
him.
great though. Like, if you were going to redo Bond, as it, he would be the man to pick, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but couldn't he? Couldn't he D-shape? Like, could he slim down a bit? Like,
He's still,
Why would you
he's
want
not going to lose a foot off his height and his shoulder width,
Yeah.
is he?
They can mess with height though, because they did that with Tom Cruise. They've got him slamming volleyballs in Top Gun.
They just need to employ loads of actors who are also 6'6", and then he'll look normal.
true.
That's the way to do it. Do you not
That's nice.
notice in Fall Guy, Hannah Waddington, she's like 6'4" or so. She's really tall, and she didn't look that. She looked taller than everyone, but she didn't look that tall compared to most people.
Yeah.
Whereas in Ted Lasso, everyone comes up to her chest. In Fall Guy, everyone's up to her like nose or eyes, so they either shrunk her a
Yeah.
little bit, or I don't know, or maybe Ryan Gosling
Yeah.
is actually quite tall.
Who knows?
Anyway,
Who knows?
lovely
Well,
to
there was
chat,
loads of yellow
guys.
pages on set.
Thanks for listening on this glorious Monday the 13th. We'll see you on Thursday the 16th of May.
This has been Rage Whale. Thanks for listening to Your Movie Podcast.